Yeah, winter is coming to the southern hemisphere. Here I am at 1:30 in the morning making a video for you guys. Now, way back in, when was it? 22nd of February 2024, I made a video called How to Make an H Package. It's a supplemental. It came in between episode 48 and episode 49. So maybe you want to go back to that. But there is a different way. There is a little helper application which you'll find on the Besly repo, which we're going to have a look at now. And it is called HPKG Creator. So if we look at it, not much in the way of options. Basically, it tells you where it's going to create your package for you. All right. Let's get back to, let's just cancel that. Desktop is fine. All right, so what can we do with this? Well, all this stuff has to be filled in. And if you watch my earlier video, then you will understand any choices that have to be made here. Right, here are your licenses. There you fill in who's the copyright holder. So what I'm going to do, I've made a copy of this H package and just put it on my desktop. Sorry, let's use the one. Let's just delete that. What you can do here is import one, which can be a very useful little thing because right, there's a bit of a disclaimer. Right, so there. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, so some things. There it is. See, so Lil Doran wrote this, and there's the version, there's the packager, vendor, URL, summary, and the description. Right, if it requires anything, obviously it requires YAB because it's a YAB program, and it provides just this. Oh, let's add something there. Right. See, so you just fill it in here and then click on the button with the little arrow to put it in there. Right, having done that, of course, you still need the file input. So now it's not 100% clear to me why there are two packages here, but okay. Let's see, where did I put this? Oh yes, right. This looks like a drag and drop. There we go. This is a drag and drop field. Now what am I supposed to do on this side? Let's see. Add a folder because you can't. Okay, that is your. Alright, you'll have to play around with this a bit. And what does it say here? Okay, I think so. If you have a folder somewhere else on your system that you want to include, you can do that. You can drop that here. I think that's the idea. Okay, so either way, we can now say create package. Right, and that's GCC2. Can that be right? Nope, I had said I didn't want to create a 32-bit. Okay, let's unpack this and see what it says. All right. Yeah. Okay. So even though I specified x86-64, it made me a GCC2 package. Okay, that is something that will have to be looked at. Let's make it any. Working. Yeah, now it gets it right. Architecture any. Yep. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay. Yep, that's fine. So watch out with this slider. You do, just because it says x86-64, when you start out, you still have to very specifically click on it to make it stick. Okay, minor little thing there. Nothing worth worrying about. Right, so you make your changes, you change the files that you want to change, and then you can now say this is now version 13. Okay, let's try that. And there we go. Great. Okay, so you have made your changes, you've got a bunch of H packages, and now you think, I want to play in the big leagues. I want my own repository. Well, Lil Duran has a app for that as well. It's called Repo Maker. Again, it's on the Besly repository. And the first thing you have to do is go to the settings, and you're going to fill in all these forms, but relax, you only have to do it once, really. Now, when you're done, you say save. Okay, not going to do it here. So it's the same sort of idea, right? Except that this is a bit more clearly marked. Choose your files and copy your files here. So this is where your repo is going to be made. So let's go there. Right, where did I put it? No. Yeah, that's the only one I've got here at the moment. And I'm going to put this by default in boot home repo maker. So it creates that file for you, that directory, when you install it. All right. Copy the files, delete old files. Right. If you've already done something to your repository outside this program, then you can download from the server, right? And finally you click on generate, and it creates your directory, which is now formatted as a repo. The thing is that your files themselves will be there, you know, your H packages, but there's a special file called .repo.info, which has to be created. And there's a way to do that with command line as well, of course. And you can't do that by hand. You have to have the system created for you because it's encoded. It's encrypted with something called SHA. Is it 256? I think so. Right, and don't worry about it. It's just the encoding, the encryption algorithm that is used to create this. And so then all you have to do is take this whole lot, which will by then will be over here, and FTP it to wherever you keep your repository. Now, this dates to a time when it was thought that we would have lots and lots of repositories. It hasn't worked out that way. I mean, most people who write programs for Haiku, they, really want to get it in the main Haiku depot repository. And so for years and years now, we've only really had two independent repositories, which is Besly and Fat Elk. There is another one called Lota, Lota, but that is a very experimental thing. It's for, people living on the bleeding edge, and it'll only work with with the latest daily distribution of Haiku. It It won't work with your standard beta whatever. So I can't recommend that one for regular use. Okay, so yeah, that's two very interesting little programs, and I think while HPKG Creator is something a lot of people can use, because you can use it and then just put them up on your own website. This program will make it easier for you to run your own repository, right? And then if people add your repository to their systems, then you can use it to update your programs, and it'll work like any other repository. Okay, that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching.